The first thing that many people do in sales calls is that they want to do all the talking. They feel like they have to show up prepared. They want to, fill any kind of awkward silence. They feel like they need to do all the talking. And the best conversations usually begin with questions. So I want to encourage our listeners that if they're in a sales conversation, it's okay. It's actually preferred. Ask questions, seek first to understand. And Stephen, we have an entire framework around this, the Help Me Understand framework, with a list of good questions to ask your prospects during those initial sales conversations. So it's okay to not do all the talking. You don't have to prove your expertise. You don't have to prove yourself, because again, that shows up as a lack of confidence. So step one, don't do all the talking. Step two, a lot of people feel that if they're getting any kind of pushback, they immediately want to reduce the price. And I can't stress this enough. Do not do that. The first thing you should do if you're feeling pushback is to ask more questions. Seek first to understand. You want to know, is this really a budget issue? Is there something else going on? Are they considering another agency? Is the price, is the timing not right? It might have nothing to do with price. It might be the timing. It might be some internal things on their team. So if you're feeling any kind of pushback or, hesitation, that's okay. That doesn't mean you need to immediately think, oh my gosh, this must be a pricing issue and I must reduce the price. The next thing is that, and I really want our audience to listen to this part, do not say no for your prospect. Okay. There are so many times where, we'll ask our clients, we'll say, well, how did the sales conversation go? And they're like, oh, well, I offered them my lowest price thing. And I'll say, okay, well, how did they feel about your middle price thing or your higher price thing? And they're like, oh, well, I didn't bring it up. I just knew that they couldn't afford it. I knew it wasn't for them. I knew, or whatever. And then I start digging in. And when I ask the questions, it turns out that they didn't actually know that at all. They just didn't feel comfortable or confident. So they ended up making the no decision for the prospect before the prospect even had time to think about it. So please don't say no for someone else. Let them say no to you. And if they say no, it's okay.